Gaby Paz. I'm a former professional tennis player. I was top 200 in the world, top 10 ITF, and a US Open Junior finalist. I had to retire at a young age. I'm currently 28 years old, and I unfortunately had to retire due to many injuries at age 20, 21 or so. So I've been coaching since I retired, and I have an academy here in Miami, and I coach high performance girls, mostly girls. We have a private academy here, so we're very happy with that. And well, I am here to talk to you guys about underdogs, and especially in the Australian Open, want to talk a little bit about a few players. And I think the spotlight obviously is in Sofia Kenin, the winner of this year. I think it was quite a surprising result, this Australian Open. So, I have been asked a lot about her and what I think about her game. And, I really like the way she plays. So, she's a very solid player. Maybe doesn't have huge weapons. But I think this kind of game, it's a little bit underestimated right now. We see so many power players right now that everyone thinks, oh, this girl should be the one winning the Australian Open, but we don't see solid players like Kenin. I really like the way she was covering the court. She was hitting like open stands, hitting the ball cross court, like so solid. It was really difficult for all the girls I saw play against her to really pass her, to really hurt her. So solid. And then also on pressure points, she was more aggressive. So it's not like she can't. It's just that she's solid, and then she goes to counter offense as well in the points. Solid serve and just so much fire, right? So much hunger. I know she works extremely hard. She lives here in Florida, and obviously her dad is a big factor in her success because he's support her throughout her whole career. And I think when you have somebody constantly supporting you and pushing you, it really helps. There's a lot of girls we see right now having success that the dads are the coaches, or maybe even the mom. And throughout their career, probably they have several different coaches work on their technique and their footwork, but the father or the mother was a constant thing in their life. And I think that is eye-opening for a lot of the players, just to make sure you have that support. It's extremely important. But yeah, Kenin, I was really impressed by her. I think that other players, like other American players especially, like Madison Keys, Sloane Stephens, we think that maybe they have more game, but at the end of the day, whoever's more solid is gonna have better results. And she was so solid. She didn't miss a ball. She was extremely consistent. She was there fighting, making that extra ball, and then in the important points, she stepped it up. And in the semifinals there, Barty got a little bit tight, a little bit nervous, and Muguruza as well in the finals. And her effort and her hard work of fighting in every point really paid off. And I don't think this kind of player should be underestimated, right? Because on the men's tour, we have Djokovic, we have Nadal, who are extremely solid, right? I think Nadal and Djokovic are the most solid players of all time, almost. They are so hard to pass. They're so solid. They'll hit every ball cross court with good depth if they have to for maybe 10 balls. It's hard. It's hard to hit a winner on them because they know where they're placing the ball. They hit with good margins, good depth, and they don't miss a shot. So it's really hard to play against somebody like that. And obviously Djokovic being the champion, I think if you watch him play his matches, you're like, how is anybody supposed to beat this guy, right? It's like, it's tough. You hit him side to side, he gets it with good footwork, you keep moving him for 10 balls, and then you get a little tired, you miss. Or after the 10th ball, he'll hit a better shot than you did. And I think that's important, and I think it's the same thing on the women's game. A lot of the young players are so focused on hitting hard and being aggressive and sort of that game of like serve and 1-2 punch. And it's hard to do that all the time. It's hard to be able to keep up that kind of game for so many matches that they play throughout the year. it's tough, for especially on the women's side, that girls have more up and downs, right? Hormones and things like that. You have to be able to sort of have more of a backup game. You have to be able to be consistent too and play a little bit of defense. Even if the main focus is to be aggressive, you have to be able to rely a little bit on having a plan B. Even the Serena Williams, who's been the best in the world for so many years, she obviously has one of the best serves and great strokes and tries to be aggressive, but how many times have we seen Serena have to sort of grind the match to win? And maybe it wasn't pretty to watch, right? But she maybe got through her first round sort of with the nerves, not playing well, but running around and trying to be solid and getting the win and getting through the second round, right? Or we have some of the youngsters coming that are not able to stay in the top 10 consistently, where they have amazing tournaments and then they have tournaments where they lose to a player outside of the top 100 because they didn't make a ball on the court. So I think it's a little bit of a learning experience for a lot of the girls and a lot of the coaches and the parents out there, why a player like Sofia Kenin is having such good results. I'm gonna make a short pause for a commercial. For quite some time, tennis players haven't had access to the best products to truly market the most of the sport. However, SNAUWAERT is proud to change this by not only serving tennis, but also by supplying products that gives players an authentic experience and heighten their performance. From rackets to bags, dampeners, strings, and more, SNAUWAERT is here to meet each and every one of your tennis needs. To learn more about how SNAUWAERT can make your tennis experience more successful than ever, visit us online at SNAUWAERT.com. The next player I would like to talk about, a big American player coming up, it's Coco Gauff, right? 15 years old, great attitude on court, great fighter, great heart, a lot of potential there. She has great weapons on both sides, generates so much power, but what I really like about Coco Gauff is that she also has that defense game. She's so quick on that court. I mean, that girl it's a real athlete, and it's nice to see that. She said that when she's on, she's really able to be aggressive and hurt with both sides, and when she's maybe a little bit tighter or not, her strokes are not going in as well, she's also able to play a little bit more of defense and be solid. Obviously, there's so much room for improvement there with Coco Gauff. I mean, she's only 15, and I think the forehand can break down at times. I think maybe she could shorten up the swing a little bit and try to take the ball earlier and not having to rely so much on her legs all the time. But I think she's definitely on the right track. A lot of potential to serve well, improve the serve even more. Have a better second serve, maybe add a better kick serve in there. But I really like her attitude, and I think that it's so amazing and surprising to see a 15-year-old performing so well, mentally, especially when you see her out there. You really can't tell she's 15 by her attitude. Even when she's not doing great, she's frustrated, she still is positive. You see her fighting. She's losing 5-1, and 3-0 in the second set. And next point, she throws a fist pump and says, "Come on," right? So I think that's great. That's something that tells her that she's a champion. That I think she's gonna do well in the future for sure. To learn a little bit more about me and my tennis academy in Miami, please visit VantageTennisFL.com. And lastly, the last player I want to talk about is somebody I coached and I work with here in Aventura. I work with Amanda Anisimova. I worked with her on and off for about 2 years. Her father, rest in peace, was more of her main coach, but I helped her out and even traveled with her. And I know Amanda since she's like 3 years old. I also played with her older sister. So the thing about Amanda, let's talk about Amanda. So much potential. I mean, when I would rally with her and she was only 13 years old, I was so impressed because she takes the ball so early. Her technique is really, really on point, and that's something that she worked on so much. Just hand fit drills so much every day, working on technique. I think that she almost overdid the technique part, and maybe should have worked a little bit more on footwork. But obviously has paid off. Technique is flawless, and she really takes that short swing and takes the ball early. When I would play points with her, it was, even though I knew where the ball was going, she would take it so early that it was really hard. It was really hard to hurt her and to get to her balls. Very clean strike of the ball, and yeah, could definitely keep improving her serve. But the main thing about Amanda that I would like to definitely see more is a little bit more of that defense size that I was talking about. A little bit more of that plan B. Even in her junior career, obviously she reached 2 in the world and she was US Open junior champion. She still struggles with her defense, right? It's hard for anyone to put her on the run because she returns well, serves well, and puts you off balance right away. But when that's not working, I feel like that's when she'll really can lose to not anybody but somebody outside the top 100. She can, when she's on, you'll see her she can beat almost anybody. It's really tough to get to her balls. But I would like to see when that's not working, which is not going to be working all the time you're going to be on. I would like to see her playing a little bit more defense, right? Maybe, when she's off and she'll get a running forehand, she's really pulled out wide. Instead of, okay, I'm going to play that extra ball high and cross court and keep fighting this point, she'll try to go for the winner down the line and then make a ton of errors. And I think that's definitely a part of the game that she can really improve on. And I mean, she's young as well and so much potential, but I think to be able to really stay there in the top and have consistent wins and do well at Grand Slams, right? You're not going to play every single match at your best, and that's not going to happen. And we've seen Serena and a lot of other players, Kerber, Muguruza, win Grand Slams, and not all of the matches they played amazing. They still have to be great movers. They still have to defend, maybe grind out a few points. That's just part of the game. And I think on the women's side, they can't forget that. They can't forget that sometimes they have to rely a little bit on that. Even a good example, I think, would be Petra Kvitova. I think when she first started out, she was, 1-2 punch, big serve, big lefty, put away that forehand really fast. And I think as girls starting to get a little bit faster and cover the court, she struggled a little bit. But I'm really happy to see her now, after everything that's happened to her, really play well. She's lost some weight. She's gotten so fit, and you see her now really moving well. She's not only being aggressive, but now she's also moving well and covering more court, defending a little more. That's something that I think any of the women on the tour can do, right? Improve that part of their game way more, especially somebody like Madison Keys, great ball striker. I played against Madison at the end of my career. I was about to retire and had a match with her, and the girl is a great ball striker. She has huge weapons, like big serve, big second serve, big forehand, big backhand. Everything's big, but it's almost like she's not using it the right way, and she's just wanting to put the ball away too early. And obviously sometimes when you have so much weapons, you want to just use them, but playing with good patterns and being solid, it's a big part. So I definitely would like to see that more on the women's side. They can just watch, I think, Djokovic for a good example of what solid means. All right, that's probably something we can all agree on. And anyway, that's really what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And these underdogs, I think, are gonna do really well. There's so much potential there. I would really like to see them stay mentally tough and keep competing this well, like Sofia Kenin, Coco Gauff, Anisimova, these underdogs coming up. I would like to see them consistently perform, right? And so hopefully we can have another Serena or another Clijsters, another Justin Henin, somebody that's more on the top right now. I feel like on the women's side, anything can happen. I think everybody would agree that, on the women's side, nobody knows who to bet on, because anything can happen. So I would like to see, at least 4 or 5 top players who are performing well consistently, including Muguruza. I was really happy to see her get to the finals to this tournament, because she's had a lot of struggle in the past year, and she's somebody that really has so much talent, and she's a good player, right? She can hit from anywhere in the court, she can serve well, she can put that ball away. She's somebody that should definitely be on the top, so I really hope that this result gives her confidence and that she can get back up there. But anyhow, thank you for listening, and see you next time.